Hello, and welcome back, everyone. I hope you are doing safe and you are taking care of yourself in this current scenario. Before we get into this conversation, I would like and request everyone to take care of yourself and your loved ones. Wear mask always. Avoid social gathering if you can, and do follow COVID protocols because COVID is not yet gone and things are getting serious out here. So please take care of yourself and just make sure that you are wearing mask and you are following the COVID protocols wherever you are heading towards. So thank you and thank you again for coming back to this conversation. And today I have a very interesting friends from a very interesting city. I have visited the city quite a time, and I have certain experiences and certain memories from this city, and the city gives me a very different vibe compared to any other city. It has its own charm, it has its own calmness. So that's something which I love about its city, and food in the city is also amazing. So to know more about Coimbatore as a city, and today I've invited two of my friends to share about their volunteering journey, their volunteering experience, and anything they would like to add about the city which you are not yet aware of. It gives me immense pleasure and happiness to invite both my friends, Sri Nandhini and Vairav, on this conversation. Hi Nandini, hi Vairav.
Hi.
How are
Yeah.
you guys?
Thanks. Yeah, we're good. Thanks for having us on the show, by the way.
Yeah, my pleasure, Nandini.
Yeah. Hi,
Okay.
Akshay. Hi, Sri Nandhini. So, yeah, even I'm grateful to share our volunteering knowledge over here, and thanks for
Yeah.
inviting us for this, Akshay. So, yeah.
Thank you so much, Vaibhav. Vairav. So start with Nandini and Vaibhav. We would like to know your childhood journey. What are you? Where are you from? And what were your education background? And what are you doing right now?
I was born and brought up in Coimbatore. I would say that Coimbatore molded me for who I am today. And so schooling was basically in Coimbatore only. The school's name is GD Matriculation High Secondary School. And so after my schooling there, I finished UG in fashion technology in Kumurukuru College. And after my fashion technology, I went on to do my MBA. So it was an integrated course. So 1 year was in Coimbatore, the next year was in the US. So yeah, and then after finishing my studies there, I came back to Coimbatore and I was working for a bit as a designer for about 1.5 years. And then after marriage, I came to Germany. So right now I'm in Germany, freelancing a bit. Yeah.
Thanks, Nandini. Vairav?
Yeah, so yeah, myself Vairav. So my native is actually Karaikudi, but I brought up in Coimbatore. So in the year of 2000, we came to Coimbatore. So since then, I was in Coimbatore only. So I would say Coimbatore is my second native. So yeah, so I did my schoolings in a nearby school called Tambo School, and then till 12th, and then college I joined in Karpagam College again in Coimbatore. So yeah, and then in 2016 I graduated, and then I moved to Soliton Technology. So for that, I moved to Bangalore. So I was in Bangalore for quite a few time, and then I came back to Coimbatore again around 2019, I think. So then that was the time we also reinitiated the Bhumi in Coimbatore city, actually. So yeah,
Yeah,
that is my childhood days. So most of the times I spend in Coimbatore only.
good, nice. Thanks, Nandini. Thanks, Vairav, for sharing. Jump to your journey of volunteering. So what does volunteering mean to you guys? What's volunteering for you?
You
So
want to
yeah,
go
I would
first? Yeah.
say yeah, I'll go first. Yeah. So I started volunteering without knowing that we are doing volunteering for a good cause and it is going to change the people's life. So it was in 11th standard, I think we joined like this NSS, national social survey something, right? I forgot the expansion also. Sorry if I'm wrong on that, but NSS we would say. So we as a friends joined that NSS in our school, and we usually go to the other primary and elementary government schools. We used to paint that school, and we used to plant some trees over there, and we used to go to the nearby villages, and we'll do some campaign over there about all the things happening over there and all those stuff. So those time, that is what I would say. Even if it is a small thing, that is what my starting point is, I would say. So we actually don't know we are doing some good cause to the society, but we just go as a friends, like 7 to 11 members. We'll just stay there in the school for 1 week. We'll enjoy ourselves. But in the meantime, in the daytime, we'll go and we'll do all these campaigns and tree plantation. All those things will happen in the daytime, and nighttime we'll enjoy. So that's how my volunteering stuff started in a jolly way, I would say. But after joining the company, I know what exactly the volunteering is, what is the meaning of that, and how people are getting benefit out of it. And then I took it very seriously, and it's almost like 6 years I'm continuing that. So
Wow.
that is how I started the volunteering journey, I would say.
Yeah. Nandini, to you?
I think the first experience was, I think from my school, we had to go for this orphanage visit. And then they actually asked us to, perform, certain students were supposed to perform a skit or a dance or something. And then we decided to do a dance. And yeah, so we did it, and we were done. And then we asked a few kids from the orphanage themselves to come and perform. And one girl was like, she was amazing. Like, I still remember that scene. She was amazing. And I was just looking at her and gawking at her. Oh my God, she's got so much talent. And when we are so equipped with everything, like, the basic needs and everything. And when she doesn't have that, and yet she wants to, do something, and have so much talent, and share some skill, and show that she is a talented person in front of us. It was very moving for me. So that was my first experience. And then after that, during my college days, I think there was one friend of mine who asked me to come and join this NGO, and I went in not knowing what I would do there. Like, it was literally new for me. And after I went in, visited one. We did one orphanage visit where we got to spend quality time with the kids. We did nothing. We basically, were just chatting and playing games and just asking them names, and singing, dancing, and whatnot. And that ended up being one amazing turn in my life, because I felt that after that experience, I felt that more than giving or donating, yeah, that is very important, but I feel quality time should be spent
Hmm.
in volunteering. That's when I understood the crux of volunteering, what volunteering really is. And I really liked doing that, and I really enjoyed spending that quality time with other kids who actually taught me more than I taught them. I felt that I learned so many things. I still keep learning so many things from them, and people from challenging backgrounds. So yeah, that was one other thing that changed my life. And after that, yeah, just like Vairav mentioned, when they planned to redo Bhumi in Coimbatore, that was the time when I came back after my masters. And it was a perfect time. Like, I came just in time. So and yeah, so I was part of the reiterated, or whatever, recreated Bhumi Coimbatore version 2.0.
Yeah.
So it was a beautiful journey from that.
Great, great. And how did Bhumi happen to you guys?
Uh, yeah, so like I mentioned, I actually emailed Bhumi after coming back. I started earning. So I was like, yeah, this is good, but I just can't be like this. Something was bothering me. It was tickling me, basically. So
Hmm.
I think I really wanted to give back. So that's when I realized I have to do something. I have to do some volunteering, just not for, for selfish reasons, but to basically learn and teach, to not just give in, but it's that's how a community works, right? So we give and take. And I feel uh, I wanted to do it, and I sent an email, and that's when I think one of the Bhumi volunteers from Chennai, I guess, they emailed saying that Coimbatore is gearing up to build a new team. So yeah, why don't you guys meet there? And yeah, that's how it happened. And that was the time when I simultaneously joined another NGO. And that they were doing, we had to teach, tutor kids basically in particular subjects. So I wanted to do something for the environment. And Bhumi had this beautiful balance of, ignite and catalyze as we know it. Ignite is where we teach kids and we spend quality time with kids, and catalyze is where we contribute to the environment and cleanups and everything. So I was like, okay, this is the perfect balance. Here I can, do something for the environment as well. And yeah, so that's why I wanted to get into catalyze as well. So yeah, that's why I ended up in Bhumi.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so for me, I just want to thank my company, Soliton Technology. So that's like, so there were some lake cleaning drive happening at that time in Bangalore. So I was in Bangalore at that time. So from my company itself, a set of people, even my company initiated that, and we need to do something. So we just went as a team, and then I found like one of my colleague also working. Sorry, not volunteering in Bhumi as he was teaching LES at the time. So this thought was always in my mind, like I have to give back to the society because we are consuming and taking a lot from them. But due to college and all everything, right? So the education system in India, so we need to read, we need to get placed. So all those pressures are on us. So after coming to company, I joined. I got placed in a company. So then I feel somehow relaxed, and then I think this is the perfect time that I can spend some quality time with kids and with something that can lead me to give back to the society. So then I just approached my friend, and he said like there are like many different streams we are teaching in Bhumi every week, and we need to go and teach. So I thought, why not? We can give it a try. That's how I started. So then my first project was Kanini, which is computer. So I just travel like 7-8 kilometers so to a center, and then I started teaching Kanini to the kids over there. So that's how my journey in volunteering and also with Bhumi started. I think in 2016 in Bangalore. Yeah.
Nice, nice. And that's a nice, like when Vairav was saying also, I was also recalling that Vairav is also from Bangalore. He started his volunteering journey in
Yeah.
Bangalore, right? And I think this is a nice pathway or a segue for this conversation, because the last conversation which was released last Sunday is from Bangalore city, with Neha and Saurav. So I think if I have to just create a virtual path, this is a nice path that from Bangalore we are moving to Coimbatore, and here we meet a Bangalore come Coimbatore volunteer. So that's so nice. And yeah. And what is there in Coimbatore which you guys feel that it needs to be solved, or it's something which needs to uh, be taken care on an urgent basis?
I think this was the problem from the start for us, but we are still working on it, and our team is really good. Keeping the volunteers, there should be a consistent flow of volunteers. You volunteer for a week, and you volunteer for the next week, and then you don't turn up for the third week. And that actually had this, that is where I find the where we are lacking. But I feel we are still building up, and our team is really good. So I feel we can always, progress in that aspect.
Nice, nice, nice.
Yeah, even I would second Nandini's thought on this actually. So we know the hard times we have so to find the volunteers because in since I was in Bangalore also, so comparing to Bangalore, Chennai, and Coimbatore, so in Coimbatore there are more like native people will be there. In Bangalore
Yeah,
and Chennai, people comes to work, so they'll be having some free time in the weekend. So we used to spend because most of the volunteers in Bangalore and even in Chennai, they are most of them are like professionals or college students, but here the case is different. Most of us are like born, brought up, everything in Coimbatore. So Saturday, Sunday comes, so even 1 or 2 weeks in a month they're okay to volunteer, but other weeks they need to spend some time with their family and then they need to go out. That is their personal things. We don't want to interfere, but that is where we face some issues like consistency in volunteering, which I feel it was a like cakewalk in Bangalore, which was not the case in Coimbatore. So the opposite way. So as Nandini said, continuously 2 3 weeks when a volunteer come, and fourth week we cannot expect them to come also. So then we need to do some alternative. But in this case, in Catalyst, if we are doing something, we can do some alternatives. We can find some different volunteers. That is a different case. But in Ignite, right? So if the kids are attached to a particular guy or a girl, so that kid wants that if one day that volunteer will not wouldn't turn up, right, that kid will ask அந்த அண்ணா வரலையா நீங்க ஏன் வந்திருக்கீங்க. They will not accept, the fact
yeah,
that
yeah,
the guy is going to change this week. So the volunteers also like most of them are like in early, we are all in like early 20s, right? So we cannot go and force them to come every week, and then it should happen in a free flow way.
Organic way. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
in an organic way we would say. But yeah, that's where we faced a problem initially, but when 2019 and all, that was not the case because we have a
wow,
set of like 15-20 volunteers who are like very consistent and who took the leadership. And even if I am like down for a week, they'll take initiatives and they'll ask, okay, this is coming, what we are going to do. So Dan Utsav is coming, what we are going to do. So all these things they'll take initiative, and it will be like a spread of leaders. So the leader starts growing by 1.5 years when we started in Coimbatore. So
yeah. That's really commendable that irrespective of who is there or who is not
yeah,
there, the show must go on, and that's I would say the power of the previous leaders, and the inspiration and the seed they have grown. Like you and both of you were part of the initial phase of restructuring Coimbatore as a volunteering city. So what was that experience like, and what went into that turmoil, and what went into that engine to like push back and get it back on the track? What was that like?
yeah. So to answer to this again, I need to start from the Bangalore story only. So as I said, 2016 I started as just a volunteer. Then it's not just giving again from here, from the volunteering also. I took some good lessons and I learned some lessons from this. So I leveled up myself in each and every way. So then from as a volunteer, I moved as an project lead for the Kanini. So then I stepped up as an NST for the LES. So that part of time, for my office reasons, I need to relocate to Coimbatore back, which I feel very happy. And then I found like in Coimbatore, the volunteering is not good. So I was asking few of my Bangalore mates and few of my Chennai leads who I know, like we need to do something. I thought of starting a new chapter in Coimbatore. Then only I found like in Coimbatore, there was already a Bhumi chapter. Then for some reasons, there is no volunteers. We need to drop off the Coimbatore city. So it's not we are newly building it. We are like recreating it. We are like reinitiating the chapter again. So
Yeah,
that time, even the old volunteers who are like 3 4 years before, they came for the first orientation we have in Coimbatore, and then they gave their inputs, and that's how we started. So I just want to do something in my own city, so I'm going to volunteering there. I know the essence, and I know the joyful and happiness we have when we are giving back to the society, right? So we need to do for the people over here. So we need to do something like some places where I saw for the last 20 years. So that's how I thought of recreating this chapter again. And then thankfully, at that time, we had nice people who coped up with me and who backed up me whenever I was like hopeless. So, and then now we are here.
Nice.
Yeah, we actually used to go like we used to hit lows like when we found
Yeah.
that there are no volunteers turning up for this event. But still, the thing about our team is that, like Vairav said, we had a core team which was, very, very resilient, and they never gave up. They still never do. So I feel that we've actually shared our leadership qualities among them. Like they always, if we are down, or say the other leaders, not able to make it, or they're not able to source something, or source some, keep count of the inventory, so whatever, the other person, he'll be just a volunteer, but then he'll go and he'll go and fetch that immediately. That reflexive action is always there with the other volunteers. So I feel, even though we were, I would say we were we used to feel very shattered when we found that no other volunteer is turning up, but they always used to make that right alternatives, and they used to take up the leadership qualities when the other leader is not there or something. So that has always been the case, and it runs the same way even now. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah, Vaibhav.
yeah, that is one good point actually. So in Coimbatore, another thing which made us success is like there is no one leader over here. So there is no like everyone is following like one person's command or something. So everyone here, whoever we are as a core team, right? So everyone is a lead, and everyone led the city whenever they want. So they'll they'll just stood up and they just lead it from there. So it's not like one leader. So if he or she says something, we need to follow it, and we don't want to express our comments or feedbacks to them. It's not the case any point of time. So it is like everyone can lead. It needs to like the only motto in Coimbatore city, I would say, it is like we need to give back to the city. We don't know how
Yeah.
we are going to doing that and what we are going to do in
Yeah.
that, but we
Yeah.
need to do. That's it.
Yeah.
That's a
And
nice. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, and sorry, I'll just add one more point to
No
what
problem.
Vairav said. So here, I feel, I read this somewhere where it says that leadership is not about it's not about the position, but about action. And I feel that goes so well with our team in Coimbatore, because yeah, like Vairav and I am saying, like we take up whenever it is necessary, and whenever we have to take the action, the rightful volunteer will stand up and they'll take care of it. Yeah.
Nice, nice, nice. So before we move to next point, to everyone who is watching, and because now it's work from home, you might be in your native, and you are not sure when will you go back to your office location, and do not hesitate to start any volunteering activity in your native or wherever you are. If there's no volunteering opportunity, and as Vairav and Nandini shared that it's not one man show. You would need peers, you would need friends to build that. So always look forward for building a collective leadership forum which will help you in your lows, and many times you'll also hit rock bottom. It's not that it will always be high, right? So that group, that core group, or that few friends who you have connected with will always help you to stay at the top and stay motivated. So whoever is watching and thinking of starting your own city volunteering chapter, or even a NGO, right? Not just a volunteering chapter, but also an NGO. So feel free to take that first step, and yeah, it's always good to see some good work happening around, irrespective of who is doing, or from which organization you are doing. So wherever, Nandini, one interesting fact I would like to bring is, in many other cities, volunteers might be from other region, right? Like as Vairav rightly said, from Bangalore or in any other cities, the individuals are away from their home and just here to work and to fulfill their financial needs, right? But with both of you, I believe that you both were at a family structure, right? You were staying with your
Yeah.
parents,
Yeah,
and
true.
so what was the feeling of your parents when they heard about your volunteering experience and what you are doing to the society?
To be honest, yeah, they were very supportive actually. But yeah, I used to work like I used to go now and then, like I used to take my vehicle, run from one place to the other place to fetch some inventory or something. But yeah, they were scared at one point, but at the other point, simultaneously they were also happy and proud that okay, at least our next generation is, they were actually shocked that so many people are coming together to contribute to a community, and they were very supportive in that way, and all of my family and my friends. So I used to pull my friends in to do some volunteering now and then as well. So yeah, they've always been supportive.
Yeah, yeah.
So in my case, I need to quote two interesting stories over here. So one particular story is like, as Sree Nandhini said, so at one point of time, we were making some seed balls and we need to distribute that. So we have like 1 week of time in between. And then we made like a lot of seed balls on that day.
I
So we
think
need to keep it.
around lakh or something. I
Yeah.
don't
Wow,
remember exactly. Like we made
So
so many seed
that's
balls.
huge count.
yeah, and then we need to distribute that. So during that course of distribution, we need to keep that safe in some place. So and we don't know where to keep it. Either we'll get a godown or something, but also we don't have that much fun to do it. So that time, Sree Nandhini's friends and their parents, they took all those seed balls to their home and they kept it for like I think 1 week to 10 days,
A
and
week.
then
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, week it was in their home, and then the next weekend when we go there to distribute, their parents they came and help us to make them
Yeah.
happen, and then we distributed from their home. So I don't know this much interest their parents also show to help us, and then that was one nice feeling that even if I say now also it will be like goosebumps. So I
I know.
that day I didn't believe like this will happen, because we were like hopeless where we are going to keep this, because that day there was one college PSJ Mall. The students from that college came and they helped in making the seed ball. So we expected some numbers in thousands, and we ended in lakh actually. So
Wow.
that time, that is one help I still remember. And the other one is like one day we planned an event called cooking in home, cooking food and then
Yeah,
distributing the food to the roadside people. So again, the same thing happened. So we don't know where to cook and how to cook. Then I finally said, okay, let all come to my home. We'll cook in our home and then we'll start distributing from there.
yeah, yeah,
And then other logistic issue. That's where I feel like doing volunteering in other cities than in native. So I just came to our home, and then we thought of cooking for almost like 100 people. So we don't have that vessel of that big size. Then and there is a temple near to my home. So that temple committee members, they we just approached them and they gave the vessels they used to cook for the temple
yeah,
prasadams, and also they gave all the stove, gas, and everything. From there we took it, and then we started cooking. My mom, my grandmom, everyone came and pitched in, and then they put their help. And there are like 15 to 16 volunteers at that day on my home. We were cooking food for the roadside people. Then my neighbor, who is my neighbor uncle who stayed opposite to my house, so he saw and he asked what is happening. So we just say like we are cooking some tomato rice and we are going to distribute
yeah,
to the
yeah,
roadside people. Then he left, and then another half an hour I think he just came with vada and sweet, and then he gave it to us and say, don't just give tomato rice, just give with this vada and sweet. So that day we just gave like a feast to the roadside people. So these
Yeah.
two incidents I'll never forget. So that's how we got help from our parents, and then even from the neighbors, and then Sree Nandhini's friends, their parents. So whoever is seeing this, they'll also lend their hand. They'll not think like, okay, why this is going to be in our home. So why
yeah,
we need to keep it in our home? You can keep it in some godown, you can pay the rent. So that's not the case in Coimbatore. Usually people are more generous on this day. So we'll be like, they'll lend hand whenever they, even without asking, they'll help you.
Yeah.
that,
And
that
in the seed ball case, sorry, I just have one point.
no, go ahead.
And in the seed ball case, I think my friend's parents, actually some seed balls started growing, started
Yeah,
sprouting, and still they took care of it so well. They maintained it, like, they took time away from their duties and chores and just to take care of it till we came in and took the other steps, which is amazing. Yeah.
yeah, and also that's the beauty of certain cities, right? It has its own generosity and own charm
Yeah.
that if you want one person and if you stand out, there will be 10 people there
Yeah.
to support you out. So I think that's the beauty of the city itself. And Vairav rightly brought one point I wanted to share about your best memory so far in your volunteering journey. So Vairav has already shared. Nandini?
Yeah, I think it would be the same. Those two events really, you know, the first memory na. Cooking together was very fun, especially at
Yeah.
Vairav's home, where his mom took. She was the one who instructed what to do and what not to do.
Yeah.
She took so much time, and we took her time. And she was very sweet. She even provided food for all of us as well, those who never ate and all, which is like amazing. And that is one amazing memory. And the other one is the seed ball event, where we had around 500 or so students from PhD
Oh,
Krishnamal. So they also were very enthusiastic and excited about doing something for the society. And yeah, we got the seeds from Chennai, and we had such a fun time. That's the thing about volunteering. You actually really do it from your heart. When you start volunteering, you do it from your heart, and it becomes very addictive. Like, at least for our team, we became so addicted, especially with seed ball event. And then we went on to do another 2-3 events related to seed ball. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, nice, nice. And also, I also wanted to bring discuss on one aspect of is like both of you were instrumental in creating or restructuring the city, right? And technically, both of you started as leader in that city. So what was that feeling like, and how did you realize that hey, you are leading a bunch of youth or bunch of volunteers, and what was that like?
Yeah, so I would never say like we were the one who is leading. As I said,
Yeah.
we have a core team actually. The team led the city, I would say, every time. So because usually in the starting point, right, we used to have orientation like every month or once in couple of months. Okay, so the first time there were like some good number of volunteers turned up for the orientation. This is the essence I love in this core team actually. We had this orientation, second orientation and third orientation, and the people didn't turn up that much. Like we have only hardly 4 to 5 people for the orientation, but still there are 10 people who put their effort, who took their time, and then who made all the arrangements over there. The second orientation it was a flop, and third orientation it was also a flop. And then I felt resisted to ask their time and their effort to put for the fourth orientation, but we need to do somehow. So I don't know how to ask and those things. So I was feeling very shy, and I don't know how to ask, but the people came back. Vairav, it's almost like 1.5 months we did a orientation. When are we going to do the next? I said, like, no, not people are turning up. So we need to find a way, like, how we are going to make volunteers come pitch in for us. So we don't know whether we are going to do this is the right time to do or not. Then people, they started, no, we'll do. வாங்க பண்ணுவோம் என்ன நடக்குதுன்னு பார்ப்போம். So then we started, we initiated the progress, and we organized the fourth orientation, and that time I think 20 to 25 people turned up. So even
Yeah.
it was like a two flop. The people, the core team, which was like I would say the diamonds in the Coimbatore city for this Bhumi volunteering journey, they will never give up. So they want to do it again and again and again, even if we are not getting the essence of it, or we are not getting the expected number out of that. So that's how we led the team. I'll never say we both, or I am the person who led the team. So yeah, I thought of creating a chapter in Coimbatore, but that time luckily I got this bunch of my core team members who helped us in making my idea or my thought to be in live. So I would say like that way only.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice, nice.
Uh,
Yeah,
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 so it's the same. Adding to what Vairav says, we are actually very proud that we've given parts of our leadership qualities to our volunteers. We didn't give it; actually, they themselves,
yeah,
they were so excited and they're so enthusiastic that they themselves will want to lead certain thing, or they'll want to initiate with some event, or we'll do this. If our team is quiet for a while, they'll be like, hey, our team is quiet for a while, we have to do something. Let's get, they give us so much motivation. And we'll be, even if we are all like demotivated, we're like, oh god, this time no volunteer is going to turn up, we are going to be again in the same space and zone. And they'll be like, no, it's okay, we'll try, let's see what happens. Exactly like what Vairav said. Like there were so many instances, there still are, where நாங்க நம்ம பண்ணல, இப்ப என்ன ஆயிருப்போகுது, அட்லீஸ்ட் ட்ரை ஆச்சு பண்ணி பார்க்கலாம், எவ்வளவு வந்தாலும் வரட்டும், அப்புறமா நம்ம பாத்துக்கலாம், நம்ம பண்றதை நம்ம கரெக்டா பண்ணிக்கலாம். That's what they always end up saying. So I feel we've always distributed leadership qualities among our volunteers. Yeah.
Nice. Brings to my favorite segment, about knowing the city more. So now I invite both of you to take our guest or the viewers, take a virtual tour to what Coimbatore is. What if someone is visiting Coimbatore? What should they visit? Where should they go? What are the few famous unseen or things which people should do in Coimbatore? So over to you guys.
Coimbatore, Nale, it's calmness. It's something to do with calm. That's what comes to my mind anytime. And yeah, there are so many things to do in Coimbatore. Actually, people don't know. Yeah, there are no beaches in Coimbatore. But still you have an amazing climate, and there are so many foods to explore, food cuisines to explore, and it is actually an industrial and textile hub, and it is called the Manchester of South for a reason. So you have so many things to do, and the best part about Coimbatore is it's not just a city, but it also gives the vibes of a breezy, cool village style also. So it's the best of both worlds, I would say. And the best part about Coimbatore that I really, really love is the slang, is the Kongu slang, which I proudly say that we always use with at the end of every word. So vanga, ponga, nalla irkingla, everything comes with respect. So which means that the people there are very people are also very loving and caring, and they're always on their toes when they have to help with us for something or the other. And the best places, I would say, the restaurant that I really love is Annapurna, which is a vegetarian restaurant, and it is known to be part of Coimbatore only. And there are so many other non-vegetarian restaurants that I really love as well. And it is close to very good hill stations such as Ooty as well. So if you want to relax, even better climate than Coimbatore will be Ooty, obviously. So that's about it. And other places that I really like and enjoy is Poo Market, which is very colorful, and you can see the fresh flowers every day dropping in, and it's very lovely to see. And I also enjoy Marudamalai as well. So the ride to Marudamalai itself is very pretty, and so it's very nice.
So I would say Coimbatore as a city is an all-rounder, because some cities will only satisfy some part of people, but Coimbatore, if you take, it will satisfy all the variants of people, I would say. So if you are a spiritual guy, or if you want to take some calm, you want to do some yoga or meditation, you have Isha, and you have all those things in Coimbatore. And if you are like an adventurous guy, you want to do some things, you want to go for a bike ride or some good car ride, you have this Ooty and Valparai, which is with 40 hairpin bends. So you have everything in Coimbatore. So it will satisfy all the variants of people, whoever you are. So whatever the place you want to be, if you want to if you are a foodie, you want to taste a different non-veg and vegetarian cuisines, so you can definitely come to Coimbatore. And the sambar which we are giving here, you will not get anywhere in the world, I would proudly say. So Annapurna sambar. So that's how. So and we are very known for the different colleges we have. That's why Coimbatore people will not go that much out to study. So even from schooling, colleges, we have very nice and good colleges over here. And then, yeah, I would say the list is going to be long because we have almost everything we need to do it over here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I also feel that every city has its own emotion, right? So I feel Coimbatore's emotion is, calmness and, peace. So please come to Coimbatore any day. Yeah.
Yeah, to add to that, we also have this respect and generosity. So it's just
Yeah.
like we have by birth. And one more thing I forgot to add is like the tastiest water. The second tastiest
Yeah.
water in the world is
Definitely.
like it's in Coimbatore.
Definitely.
okay, okay. This is just increasing my appetite to visit the city. So yeah, surely we'll visit, and it's not very far from where I stay right now. So yeah,
Yeah.
surely whenever one things get back to normal, I'll make sure that I do visit the
Yeah.
city. So before we move into the last question of this conversation, I would like if you would like to give shout out to people who have inspired you in this journey, so that there can be a small dedication to them as well.
I think I would definitely give a shout out to our team only, like because they are truly we learn one thing or the other from another fellow human being, and I feel I've learned so much from our co-volunteers. There are so many names, and I can't just name one person. There are like so many names. So to everyone, Ritesh, Davanesh, Prabhu, Krish, a lot of other people. I know Shruti. There are so many other people, but yeah, they inspire. They inspire me in such a way that um, there is this always this balance. Like we told you before, we always find a way in contributing some way or the other if we are down. So I feel everyone is truly an inspiration in our dream, and yeah. So
That's fine. That's fine.
So
Prabhu, do
yeah,
you want to add some names to the
yeah,
list as
yeah,
well?
my first dedication, or I want to thank, my first thanks is to obviously to Soliton and to Sendil. So because of
Mhm.
them, I am here. So I learned less responsibilities. I learned leadership in Bhumi because they show the path that, like, I don't know, Bhumi is the right way you need to start the volunteering is with. So I need to thank those two guys first, and then when I come, and then Serjun and another Sendil. So who was leading me when I was working in Kanini actually at that time. So those two guys, right, more about them. So they are like very nice humans I met in my life, I would say. So because of them only, I learned like how to take this volunteering into next step, and because of them only, I had this. Apart from just going and teaching, I need to do something more than that. So that's why this Coimbatore is chapter has get its own shape after a long time. And obviously, as Sree Nandhini says, so there are like, I don't know whether I'm going to miss any names or not. So there are like
yeah,
more peoples. And sorry guys if I not
yeah,
name any
same
of you
here.
intentionally. I'm not intentionally missing you guys. I don't know. So yeah, the basic core peoples like as he mentioned, Prabhu, who is leading the Coimbatore team today, and then we have Ritesh, and then we have Krish, and then we have Shruti. Shruti is the one. Shruti and their parents only kept the seed balls in
Yes.
their home. And then we have Renos, and then we have, I don't know, the list goes on, and then we have
Yeah.
Gautam. So who helped in joy to the world. So when I said like, bro, I have 20-25 cards, what shall I do? So Gautam took 25, and Sri Nandita, another girl. So she took 25-30 cards, and they made it possible. So yeah, there are like so many peoples, and if I missed to call it out, you guys today, it's not intentional. Please don't take it personally.
Sorry, that's a really good message that what I would like to pass it on. It's not just the volunteers, it's also the other
Yeah.
stakeholders who have made your journey so far. And also from my side, I would like to apologize if anyone they have missed out any names because
Yeah.
it's not there and they are not prepared for
Yeah.
this. It was me who have put them in this spotlight. So apologies. Uh, Please accept my apologies as well. So moving to the last segment of this conversation is Uh, if you have to give one advice to any individual or any person who is starting their volunteering journey, what would that advice be?
So, yeah, I would say like again the one word or one sentence I insisted from this one. So at some point we need to give back to the society, guys. So we are getting a lot and we are consuming a lot from the society. So at one point we need to give back to the society. It's not like don't get hesitant about. So I don't have time. I don't know how to do. And if you have that mindset, or if you're ready to do something, definitely the way will open for you, the path will open for you. So definitely you will be getting enlightened. So how, what, where, to all these WH questions will get answered once you get that idea in your mind or the thought in your mind. So don't feel hesitant, or don't sit back and think, even if I want to do, I don't have the correct platform to do. And it's not only booming. It's like if you want to do volunteer, so n number of ways will open. So if you help something, not only in a big way, also if you are doing something to the place where, to the community where you are living, if the street next to you is ugly, if you are cleaning it, that is also a volunteer. So it's not like a small thing or big thing, just get down and do it. So you will once you get that essence of what actually the volunteering is, and no one can stop you doing the next events.
Nice, nice. Yeah, Nandini.
Yeah. For me, volunteering, the word itself makes me so smile so big, because like I said earlier, it's very addictive. Like once you join in, you won't get out of it. That like you won't stop like giving back to the society, which I find it as a very wonderful thing. I feel it is an innate nature in us, in human beings, to be human and to just give back. And there's this beautiful Tirukural, which is under the chapter called Egai. So it goes such as Variyar Kondru Ivade Egai Matrallam Kuri Edirpai Neera Tudaithu. So which is beautiful, which says that it means that one giving to a destitute or a person from a challenging background is what is called as true charity. And the others, giving gift to someone, you give it for and you expect something in return, right? You have that is a measured return. So but in volunteering you won't have that. Like it's only about giving. And you do take in a lot of lessons, you do take so many inspirations, and your life will only be better when you volunteer. So like
Wow, wow. Like in this entire conversation, if I have to sum up one thing, will be highlighted as giving, right? If I
Yeah.
just count
yeah,
count the number of time the giving has come, it's huge. So and volunteering is all about giving, right? You give
Yeah,
and you don't expect anything in return.
exactly.
So
So it's not, yeah, just to correct that, it's not giving without expectation. You don't
yeah,
want to
yeah,
expect anything. Yeah.
yeah.
yeah. So with that beautiful word of giving without expectation, we here comes to end of this conversation. I would like to thank both of you for your time and being generous with having this conversation and sharing your insights and experience for volunteering. So thank you so much, Nandini. Thank you so much, Vairav.
Yeah.
Thank you
So
so much for, yeah, please go
yeah,
ahead.
before we say thank you, we just want to, myself and Nandini want to just give one last message. So in Coimbatore, the Bhumi chapter is still on. So we are doing like ignite
Yeah.
and catalyst activities. So both
Yeah.
it's not like COVID time or something. We are still doing online classes, and there are like many initiatives we are doing. So if you guys are even working in Bangalore or Chennai now, obviously you as a work from home, you come back to your own city, Coimbatore, and we are doing many stuffs over here. So please join your hand whenever you are possible to the great initiative people are taking here. Yeah.
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 Thank you
So
so much, Akshay, for having us. It was lovely to talk about volunteering as a whole, because I don't think people should know about volunteering, what volunteering is. So it's a lovely initiative what you're doing, and yeah, thank you so much for having us.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Give me
Akshay.
freedom, give me fire, give me reason, take me high.